Howl is the debut EP from Riots, who joins us now on B-Sides on Air. Guys, welcome back to San Francisco.
Thank you very much.
It's good to be here.
You know, we actually had a little history. We were talking off camera about this in your previous incarnation, but as people are starting to get to know you guys, if we could just get a little roll call and tell us how many speeding tickets that you have accrued over the course of your young lives.
My name is Rico Rodriguez. I play drums, and I think I've gotten one speeding ticket.
My name's Nick. I play guitar. I've never gotten a ticket at all. I just run from the police. That's actually true, isn't it?
That is true. My name's Travis, and I have about 7 speeding tickets.
I'm Matt. I play a guitar and keyboards, and I have one for following too closely.
Wow.
I'm Michael, and I have 1 speeding ticket. I play bass.
The band collectively has never even been pulled over, though, so don't jinx us. All right,
You
jinxed
just did.
myself.
So that was my follow-up, is who's the driver for you guys? Is it Travis trying to get you to the gigs?
We
and that's
take turns.
why?
I think I don't have any speeding tickets. No, I have 1 speeding ticket. But
Michael's kind of a big driver.
lately Michael's been driving all the time because he's impatient. He wants to get to the venue and he wants to be in control and get there as quick as possible.
Do you consider yourself a very good driver? Like, there are people that are maniacs, but bad drivers, but then there are people who are good drivers. And
I like to think I'm a good driver. I scored fairly well on my driving test,
Yeah.
but I'm also a quick driver and I take chances. So
He also can't see very well.
Oh, jeez. As I mentioned, you guys have had a history as a band, and you actually had some, quite some recognition as PK, noted as Rolling Stone's Unsigned Artist of the Year in 2011, and some great music. You actually released an album, right, the Lost Boys collection. So, for people who are getting to know you guys, why the name change?
It was actually a trademark issue that came up with PK, and then. It's funny, we made the change and we thought it was going to be the end of the world, and it was actually really interesting how beneficial it was to the band and just to our whole mindset.
And how was that name selected? Was it a collective? Was it, everybody meeting on a Friday night with a 6-pack or 12-pack of beers? And
I don't even remember the story now. It's one of those things where it just kind of happened.
Yeah.
Now looking back on it, I mean, maybe at the time it was painful, but it came out of nowhere as far as I'm concerned.
do you remember any of the silly names? Like, what the heck are you thinking, Matt?
Scottish Mist was Matt's. Matt was all
I
about
like how I said what you're thinking, Matt, and then you just picked his name.
Matt was all about Scottish Mist.
Isn't that a cheap whiskey? Oh, that's Canadian mist, I think.
Yeah, it's a mist in Scotland or something. But of course, when I said it,
That's his side project now.
Yeah, Scottish mist.
Everyone had to say, right? So, Rico, what were you really a proponent for?
There's a band called Royal Blood that I like a lot right now.
Yeah.
Maybe you've heard of them?
Yeah.
I think we were like, it'd be a cool name, Royal Blood.
Get outta here.
Someone's got that. We looked it up. And found
Seriously?
that.
You thought of Royal Blood?
I remember we came into a lot of that is you'll think of a really good name and then you'll look it up and it's already been taken.
Right.
And everyone has had that name and there's so much access to the Facebook and everything that almost everything good's been taken up. So you have to be creative.
Is there any way we can turn the lights down just for a minute just to see where the lights are at that we've got here?
Contagious. Great track. Obviously, that's the one standout track that people have been gravitating towards. It's, obviously in our top 10 here at B-Sides, and we are really loving it. How did that song come about? Was it one of those last-minute additions that you were, late night scribbling, and then all of a sudden here you have a wonderful song?
You remember the story?
Yeah, we did this song. We did like a time period of where we were just doing an hour. We would write a song in an hour. And that was one of the ones that we were just messing around in Travis's bedroom, I think, and we're like messing around with the riff. And it was sort of an afterthought, like here's a demo, we'll record it and take it to the studio. And then it was one of those things that in the studio it took on a life of its own and became that song. And it really became, I had no expectations for that song when we wrote it in the bedroom, and then it turned into something really special, I think.
A few final questions. What is it like to be the hometown heroes of San Luis Obispo? There's not much in SLO.
Travis gets to wear a cape now.
Oh, yeah? Mm-hmm. Is it one of those things where the mayor, dawns upon you? They have a
key to the
ceremony.
city and
Instead of the
everything.
key to the city, here's a cape that you can wear.
It feels really cool to be, because we're from such a small area. We're actually from even Templeton, which is above San Luis Obispo. So a lot of friends and people we see back home are just really, they're proud. They've gotten to live it a little bit with us. We'll
Sure.
go home and you'll see someone like at Walmart and they'll be like, that's so cool. Like, you know, I worked my job here to see you guys. I heard you like on the radio on the way to work today.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people are just really excited for what we've been able to do. So it's cool to go back and see that. We play Slow tomorrow, so it's going to be a really good show.
So you'll be getting groceries, chips and beer, what have you, and then
Yes.
it'll be I am contagious. So we'll just
They'll be throwing
do
food
that
at
shout out, right?
We'll have our capes on.
Well, we're very, very happy for your success and very much looking forward to the album. So best of luck to you guys. Maybe
Thank you
next
for
time
having
you're
us.
in the city, we'll do a little session for us.
That sounds awesome.
Thank you for playing the song too. We really appreciate it.
Absolutely. Awesome.
Thank
It's
you.
Night Riots. You're watching B-Sides on air.